Hi, welcome to this brief recording. Today I'll be creating a sales dashboard using Qlik version 1.02 and some sample data from an Excel file. So let's go ahead and begin in creating a new app. Let's call this My Country Sales Dashboard. Click Open. There's a couple ways to connect to the data. We've got a data load editor, which has connections to ODBC, OLEDB, web file. You have some custom connectors you can use connecting to Salesforce and so forth. We're going to use a quick data load and navigate to our desktop where our Excel file is. And there's our Excel file. Let's go ahead and pin that. And this is Qlik's semantic layer or metadata layer, where we can go ahead and choose the data and order tables that we want. Order details, we can edit the metadata right from here. Call this expenses and GP as gross profit. And go ahead and select our order header and products. There's our data. Let's go ahead and load that data in. Okay, that's done. We can go and click Edit Sheet, and we can now start creating our dashboard. Along the left-hand side, we've got our chart objects that we can choose and drag into the canvas pane. We've got our dimensions and measures, and we also have our master data files as well, where we can define some of our own dimensions and measures, which we'll do later on in this demonstration. Let's go ahead and load in our bar chart and just resize, because we have 4 quadrants. And this is going to be customers by country. So let's go into add a country dimension. And let's go add in the customer dimension. And we'll do that as a count. And we'll go ahead and call this chart customer by country. And along the right hand side, we have the ability to edit the labels as well, which we can make that give it a cleaner look. And also in our appearance as well, we've got some properties for presentation and colors and legends. We're going to choose horizontal. And we're also going to choose not single color but by measure. And in the Excel data there is longitude and latitude coordinates, which we're definitely going to need for the map, but we also need to create a function as well. So we're going to go ahead and save this and go into our data load editor. And if we click our Excel file here, you can see the script for longitude and latitude. Let's go and call this geo make point, and go ahead and pass in our arguments of latitude and longitude. And we'll define this as geokey. And we can also see in the script as well where we added the COS and gross profit, and we added that in the metadata layer. Let's go ahead and click load data. Click OK. Go back to our app overview and start editing our dashboard again. Click on our new sheet, click edit. Okay, now we can go ahead and start loading our map over on the right hand side. We'll just go ahead and resize that. And let's call this city by sales. So we can go ahead and drag in our city. And we can also drag in our measure of sales, and we'll do an aggregate sum of that. And we want to change the background as well. So go into our background properties, turn that on. And it's a Slippy map type. And we're going to load in the URL for our PNG file, image file. And we'll go ahead and copy that from our OpenStreetMap. And go ahead and paste that into the URL. We also need our attribution details for licensing purposes. And we'll go ahead and add that attribution in there. And now we've got our OpenStreetMap in here. Let's go ahead and call this sales by cities. And let's go ahead and change the appearance properties for that and create a by measure so it's coordinated with our bar chart. Now let's go ahead on the bottom left hand corner and let's go ahead and add in a pie chart. And that pie chart we're going to add in country sales. And let's call it sales by country. And on the right hand side, let's go to our appearance and go ahead and also change that to by measure. Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead and create another visualization. We can add in a scatter plot, but first we'll define some dimensions and measures in our master items column. So in dimensions, we can go ahead and create new, and we have single dimension or a drill down. We can do a drill down and do city and country and call that location. Click add dimension. That's done. Let's go ahead and add a few measures. Go ahead and create new. And here's our expression. We click our expression editor and we can choose sales and do a sum of sales. Insert that and apply. Call that sales. Click create. Let's go ahead and add another measure, and we'll go ahead and add in expenses, and we'll do the sum of that, insert that, and apply that. Call this expenses. Click create, and one more, we create gross profit rather. Let's go ahead and go to gross profit and do the sum of that. Insert that. There's our expression. We'll go ahead and apply that and call this gross profit. And click create. Okay, let's go back to our chart objects and go ahead and drag in our scatter plot. And we're going to go ahead into our master items and put our dimensions, and we're going to drag in location as a dimension. We're also going to drag in our measures, so we'll put in sales, we'll put in gross profit, and we'll also put in expenses. Okay, so that's looking pretty good right now. We can click done and just preview that, and we're still not done yet, so we're going to go back into edit, and let's create some summary titles along the top so we can see the totals of each of the key performance indicators that we want to track in our dashboard. So on our chart objects, we're going to go ahead and add our text image and just bring that over to the far right over here. And in this image, we can go ahead to our appearance and our properties on the bottom right hand corner, background image, turn that on, and go ahead and add an image. We got some images here that we can load in to make it aesthetically more pleasing. And we'll call this sales PNG. Load that in there, and another text image in here which we're going to load in, and we'll call this sales. Let's go ahead and drag in our sales measure right up into the top here and do a sum. And let's go ahead and we can just color this green, and we can highlight all of it, center it a bit, and also make this a little bit bigger so it stands out. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. And we'll go into our chart objects again and grab another text image and put that along the side there, and we'll call this one, turn our background image on, drag our image in, and we'll drag in expenses. Here's our expenses image. Apply that. Bring a text image up here again. And call this expenses. And we'll also drag in our expenses and do a sum. Again, we want to change this to money format. I don't think I did that for sales either, so we'll change that to money. And our expenses, we'll label this one, let's highlight that and make that red. And let's center all of this. There we go. That's centered. And let's also make this extra large as well so it stands out. Okay, whoops. Something's happened there where I didn't catch the number. And let's make that red. Okay, there we go. And let's now grab in a couple more and we'll be done. Go into our appearance properties, turn our background image on, and let's bring in our discounts title here. So we can choose discount PNG, click apply, go ahead and bring in another text image control, and let's go and call this discounts, and bring in our discount yield, and create that as a sum, and let's change that to money, and let's also center this as well, and we want to put discounts as green and make this extra large. Okay, so far looking good. We got one more left, and we'll just go ahead and add in gross profit for our final. So we'll bring this in here, go to our appearance, turn our background image on, and go to gross profit, PNG, apply that, and bring in our gross profit. delete that and do that over again. Gross profit. And go ahead and bring on our gross profit. Dragged it in there as a sum. And we want to change that to money format. And let's make our gross profit green. And let's go ahead and center that. And also make it extra large. Oops. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and preview this. And there's our finished map. We can make it interactive here. Everything is coordinated and cascading across all the other sheets. So if I choose USA and look at high customers in the USA and maybe also Germany, you can see our maps and all the other charts also coordinate as well. So we can look at France. We can use our mouse to select more. We can also look into our map and lasso in certain key areas that we want to focus on. Drill down even further into that. Highlight and see the sales. Also, let's go ahead and cancel this and look at USA. And USA, it's got most customers, but the gross profit looks to be here in Eugene. So we can lasso this and take Kirkland and Eugene and see in our map what's going on. Now, what we also have the ability to do is create storyboards. So storyboards are a way to capture story around the logic or the findings that we want to convey to our manager, for example. So we choose our snapshot item here, take a snapshot of our bar chart and our profit, and we can go into our storyboard and create a new story. And let's call this my storyboard. And go in, and then we have the ability to go ahead and just drag in our charts in here. So we can go ahead and choose our scatter plot and choose our bar chart, put in the text item here and title this as our sales dashboard. And go ahead and put in a paragraph and say, USA has the highest amount of customers in the globe. However, Germany has the highest profit margins. Now, what's great about this is once we play this and we're explaining our storyboard, we have the ability right from the graph to go into the source. And if we need to validate that source or explain a little bit further into what our findings are from our dashboard, we have the ability to do that right so as well. So this concludes this brief demonstration, and this completes our sales dashboard. Thank you.